Miss Be the Kindy, and today I'm going to take you through what I do on Meet the Teacher Night, or what some people like to call Back to School Night. In this video, I'm going to walk you through what I do on Meet the Teacher Night, how I prepare in advance, and what systems I have in place that work best to help you as a teacher have an easy and successful night when you meet your students. So come on, let's go ahead and get started. What I like to do is have tubs. So you can see up here, I have a ton of tubs that I store things and I organize, but this one is my back to school tub where I keep extra forms in my folders that I use. So I always purchase folders. I get these paper folders from Walmart. They're like 25 cents each. I'll get 24 or depending on how many students I have. And then I have a file folder system housed in my Canva that I have all my forms already ready to go. I try to print and copy them before Meet the Teacher, so that month of May before the school ends, I try to get everything copied, and then I have the forms already ready to go to put inside the folder. On the outside of the folder, you will see that it gives the parent directions. So the folder will be sitting on the child's desk. The parent will walk in. I will ask the parent or the guardian, how does your child go home? So that's the first question I always ask them, because transportation is the biggest thing that you need to know if you're a first year teacher of how your child's going to go home. So writing that down on a clipboard, I verify that. Then I say, please walk to your child's table. There are some forms inside a folder I would like you to fill out. So here are the directions again. I also put them on my smartboard. We'll talk about that in a second. So inside the folder are a couple different things. I have little mailer labels that this side is for them to keep everything at home. And then on this side, this is what I want them to fill out and return to me. Now, most of the time the parents will fill it out at that night in the 45 minutes they're there, depending how long yours is, and return it, or they can take it home and I ask them to bring it back that first day of school. On this side, since I teach kindergarten, we do something really fun. I give them a little ready confetti. It's a little poem, little confetti. They spread the ready confetti to get ready and wish for a great first day and first year in kindergarten. I also, my team, we put together a little flip book about everything that's really important that the parents can read and go through. This is a great form of having everything in one place. So it really just helps the parents be able to know the things that I usually get the most questions asked. I like having a family picture wall, so I will send this home. It's a form that says, please send a picture in, so the children can have their family picture portrayed inside our classroom. Helps them feel secure, safe, and loved. And then finally, I have 2 sheets. Always do my own sheet, a little bit of information about me. It has my wish list on it. It has like some of my favorites, and then just other resources about our school. And then this form right here, kindergarten for student success. It's a form for parents so they can know how to easily transition their child into kindergarten. What are some things that might happen? And this is super important because kindergarten is a big change for a lot of our students. Students haven't gone to preschool before. These are some quick tips to help our parents and ease their child into a great school year. On the other side, most of the forms that need to fill out are through our school. So most of the time your school will have forms that a parent needs to submit. So those are all on this side, and I'm not going to pull them out because they're based on my school that I teach at, but I always send this home. In the primary grades, it's great to have an extra clothes bag. So especially in pre-K and kindergarten, you should have your kids send in extra clothes in case they have an accident. So I send this in my folder to make sure it's there on the first day. I tell my parents and my students that that bag of clothes lives in their backpack all year long. Then I always send home a questionnaire. So a questionnaire is a great way to get some information about your students so you can get to know them first and before you have those parent-teacher conferences. This is a form I let the parents fill out and really take their time so that I can have a little bit more information on my students before they start. I've used this folder system for a long time. It's really easy, really great, keeps everything organized. Most of the time the folders are sent back so I can reuse them again the next year. Just those cheap paper folders, you can get them at Walmart, you can get them at Dollar Tree, you can get them online on Amazon. It is a great hack to have. You can even use file folders if you need to. Another tip is if you get a new student in the middle or whenever during the school year, keep an extra one of these folders that already has all your forms from the beginning of the school year so you're ready to just stick it in their backpack right when you meet that child and they join your class. Now, since I keep everything in that big tub, this is another bag that I keep. So I keep 4 cups because I have 4 tables, and wherever the children sit at, that, I leave a cup in the middle of the table, and I leave these in the middle so the parents can fill out the forms while they're sitting down, dropping off school supplies. It just makes it easier to already have this ready to go. Tip is to just get some cups or a little basket, get some old pens, and just throw them in your box to save for August. Once the parents are done filling out their forms, on my table back here, I have 4 or 3 baskets, depending on how many forms we have that year. And what I'll do is I will tape a hard copy of each form. So like, let's say this was the picture form. I'll tape it here, so that way when they're done, they can come turn the form into each basket I have, depending on what they filled out. I think this year we had 4 different forms. So I had another basket here, but I had my baskets laid out like this. And once they were done filling out the forms, I said, go back to my desk and just turn them in. It's an easy process. And then once Meet the Teacher is over, you can just count how many kids have turned in the form, check it on your list. I keep a checklist of every single form that I send where they've filled out. And then that lets you know who you need to contact about who hasn't filled out a form and who you need it back from before the school year begins. In your room, you should have a visual, because if parents are filling things out and have questions, you should project them somewhere so that they can read it while they're filling out their form. So this is an example of what I do. It says, welcome to kindergarten. You know, I will make it more personal, but for this video, I just made it very simple. I'll say, welcome to my class. There's always a sign-in sheet at the front of my room once parents come in that verifies like their email address and who came to Meet the Teacher night. It says follow directions on the folder, which I talked about. And then it reiterates what I do. Make sure you've told me how your child is going home. That's super, super important. First year teachers, make sure you do that. It also redirects them to make sure you fill out the forms and turn them in at the back table, which was my table I just showed you. And then finally, I'll talk about what I do with school supplies. So most of the time the children bring in their school supplies. I have baskets that they drop it in. And then for their personal things like notebooks or a pencil box, scissors, headphones, I ask them to just leave it on their desk. And then that way after Meet the Teacher night, I can start sorting things. It says also, please let me know if you have any questions. I mean, this is your time as a parent to really ask those questions. I love making sure that our parents feel super, super ready for the first day, and not only parents, but the children. They walk in that room, I know oftentimes they are shy and they might be a little scared, but that's okay because I love Meet the Teacher night. It's one of my favorite nights where I get to put a name to a face, and then I'm with that child for the whole school year. Also, I have QR codes here that are personal to my class. I use Class Dojo where I can post pictures and videos and the parents can message me. It's a great platform. I will have a QR code here. And then for our school, if a parent needs to know if their child qualifies to ride the bus, I will leave that QR code to that website there. So those are usually some questions I get asked, so I make those visuals up there so it's easy to scan and join during Meet the Teacher night. I have had these baskets since my first year of teaching. Dollar Tree for the win. But I've saved a lot of baskets and tubs that I don't really need anymore, specifically for Meet the Teacher night. The tip is to make sure that you do have some bigger ones that can hold school supplies, or you have some boxes that you can use, because you will use these for students to drop their supplies in, because oftentimes on Meet the Teacher night, you're bringing your supplies in to drop off at your teacher's room. I have created signs based on our school supply list, and they go on the outside or I hang them above, and I usually put these in the front of my room for the parents and the students to go drop their supplies. I have tissues, glue sticks, just everything that's on our school supply list I've made, and then I laminate them so I can keep them every single year, and then I just pull them out of that big tub I showed you. That's my back to school tub, and they're ready to go, easy to set up. And then just having these tubs stored away in my closet, I use them for activities like that. So for Meet the Teacher night, the main thing is to just make sure that you are meeting your students, you're making that connection with your parents, and you're making them feel that ease coming into your room, because the most important thing is that you're building that connection right when you meet each other. I really like Meet the Teacher night because it's a night where I finally get to see my students, hug them, build that excitement, and just answer the questions the parents may have, because this is their first year in elementary school, so it's super important that you start that relationship very early on. And another tip too is don't overcomplicate Meet the Teacher night. Just make it super organized, make it easy for your parents to navigate through your room. They will be bringing their child, so make sure it's easily set up, that you have space, you have everything organized, and you have have a system in place that you can use year after year. Since Meet the Teacher night is usually a night after we have done professional development on one of our work days, I always bring a bag to change into my outfit for the night. I bring my makeup, I bring my hair straightener, I bring my brush, so you can bring other things with you to get ready at school. I pack a dinner, so I just feel super comfortable throughout the day, and I'm totally focused on meeting my families right when they come for Meet the Teacher night. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was super simple and quick, but these are helpful tips because I had no idea what I was doing when I first started teaching, and I heard of a lot of different ideas, but I finally found something that works for me, and it can definitely work for you. If you have any tips on what you do on Meet the Teacher night, please leave a comment down below. I'm always open to new ideas, and let me know what you want to see next time. I'll see every single one of you in the next video.